These are my top 100 games, games 80 through 71. Alright everybody, welcome back to After Evenfall, a channel all about inspiring you to embark on adventures from home. We have been doing my top 100 segments lately, and we are now on games 80 through 71. So let's get into it. Alright, so game number 80 on my list today is one that is a very old, it's kind of technically a children's game. It's one, is it like the best game out there? No. Is it the most popular game out there? Also no. But it is a classic, and I unapologetically love it, so there. And that is the farming game. This game is kind of Monopoly adjacent, but it's more punishing. So you know how you're going around the board in Monopoly? The same goes for the farming game, except in the farming game, you have a field out that is your field on the center of the board, and you are trying to add livestock or grain or fruit or other things to the board. You're trying to build up the amount that you earn from that. When it's time for harvest, there is like a harvest section on the board, and you're moving around the board. It's good, but it's one of those games that it's really, really, really punishing. And like there's one spot on the board where it's like, oh no, you slipped and broke your back or whatever. Now go back to February. And we've had a few games where people keep landing on that over and over and over again, and they can never get to harvest. And this is one of those games that is so funny, but almost in like a mean way, and you have to go into with that mentality because it can be pretty brutal. Highly suggest playing it with actual farmers though, because that makes the game so much funnier when they like go around the section where you're on like your third cut of hay for the season, and I just sent my third cut of hay to the alpaca farm up the street. Or you'll have like, they get particularly incensed when their tractors break down and they have to buy or upgrade their tractors or things like that. Or I don't know. I've had a few friends that are like, that many cows can't fit in that pasture. I don't know. It's just really funny. I grew up in a farming community. We live in a farming community now. So maybe it's just a little too real for me, and that's why I like it. I love farming, but that is the farming game. All right, so my next game. I have said on this channel before that I do not like trick-taking games. This is probably, I guess I kind of have another exception, but that one also pairs trick-taking with a board game. This one is exclusively a trick-taking game. It is another very old... It is another very, very old game, and that is Rook. Now, the reason I love this game is because it's been one of the biggest staples in my house. We always played Wizard, we played Rook, we played Settlers of Catan, and we played Ticket to Ride. And I grew up on Rook so much so that it almost feels like a family member now. I know it like the back of my hand. We can sit down and play it whenever. It's this trick-taking game where you have to bid in the beginning for 120 points. And so one person might bid like for 65. You're on a team. You don't know what your teammate has in their hand, and you're trying to win all the points in the hand. There are 10 points on cards with number 14 on them, 10 points with the card number 10 on them, and 5 points with the card number 5. And then the Rook is worth 20 points, and the Rook wins all. It beats out all other suits. There is a trump suit in each game, and whoever won the bid gets to name the suit. We love this game. I haven't played it in quite a while, but when my family does like big, huge family reunions every Labor Day down in like Arizona, and my favorite thing to see is all of the older people. I need to be careful about what I say here. All the older people in my family love Rook, and so for the entire weekend, all they do is sit at tables and play hands of Rook over and over and over again, and they've done it for years, and they, like my whole life, that's what they've done, and it's always super fun, and that is Rook. Now, my next game, number 78, is another game that is kind of a household staple, and that is Wingspan. Now, Wingspan is an engine-building game where you are trying to gather resources to help you pay for cards that you're laying down in a tableau. And then you have a little cube that you're moving across the tableau to activate the cards that you've played down. You could have and the cards are these beautiful bird cards. I love like the educational factor of it, and oh no. And then the person at the end of the game wins by getting the most points. You get points by the cards that you have down, and then there's a few other little extra rules. It's very Euro adjacent, so you're not really doing a lot of direct player interaction. You're kind of just playing your own board, and then at the end of the game, seeing how you compare to everyone else. It's not my favorite engine builder, but it's definitely up there, obviously, because it's on my top 100 list. And that is Wingspan. Now, my next game number 77. Yeah, Wingspan was 78, if I didn't say that right. My next game is number 77, and this game is called Star Realms. Now, Star Realms is a little deck building game where you are collecting cards. You have your base hand that you are given at the beginning of the game, and then throughout the game, these cards will be laid out in front of you. It's a very small box game, which makes it super convenient for going places, and it plays excellent at 2 players. It's probably one of my favorite deck building games just for the simplicity of it. It's not so overly complicated that you can't teach it to new people, but it also offers you a lot of strategy so that you feel comfortable while you're playing and you feel engaged. You can put bases out in front of you that the other player can attack, and the whole entire game you're trying to drain the person's health points down to 0, your opponent's health points down to 0. So there's a lot of direct one-on-one conflict and confrontation in the game, and that is one of my favorite deck builders, and that is Star Realms. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say a few of these games in here are like a crime, that they're mixed in with the other games. These are, remember, just my personal opinions. I've said it in every video. These are my personal opinions, games that I personally love. This is where I rank them. There's no criteria other than which would I rather play. Okay, and even then, sometimes I'd rather play some than other ones. This is just which one do I prefer. My next game number 76, is a little card game that you can easily play with younger players as well, and this is called Sushi Go. Now, Sushi Go is a pick and pass game. It is a set collection game where you are picking up a hand of cards, and then you put one card down. It could be wasabi, it could be nigiri is worth, I'm probably botching that word, but you'll just have to you place a nigiri down. Some of them are worth 1 point, some of them are worth up to 3 points. I think squid nigiri is 3 points. Or there's also sashimi, and sashimi, if you collect 3 of them, I think you get 10 points. Or dumplings are, I want to say 2 for 5. Ooh, I might be wrong on that one. But you're just collecting these cards. So you take a card, you place it down, you pass your hand to the next player, and then you take the other player to the other side of you's hand, and you put down a card. You'll keep doing that until all the cards are gone. Then you'll flip your cards, you'll score your little guy, and you'll do it for, I think, 2 more rounds. And it's a really cute little game. Really, really cute. It's a really cute little game. And I love that I can play it with a whole bunch of people. I can play it with some of my kids. I can play it with new gamers a lot, and that is Sushi Go. All right, so my next game is one that I just learned this year, and that is Veiled Fate. And Veiled Fate is a social deduction game where you are trying to score the most points throughout the game. You are essentially playing as a god, and then there are a bunch of demigods out on the table, and one of them is your demigod child, and you are trying to keep that identity secret until they can basically take the victory from everyone else, which happens at the end of, I think, 3 ages. Throughout the game, you're trying to figure out whose demigod children are whose so that you can continue to penalize them and set yours in a better position. You might send them to, it's not the realm of chaos. I've lost my train of thought. I can't remember what it is. It's not Tartarus because it's not Greek. Anyway, you can send their demigod to a place that it takes 2 different turns to get out of. That can always be kind of a struggle. But you're also able to move other people's demigods throughout the board. So there's a lot of shifting that goes down. And a lot of times, there are some people I've played this with where immediately you know who their demigods are. And they still can win. And we have had that happen. I think my brother-in-law won one time. And we knew who was his was from the beginning of the game. Or we've played games where people have kept it hidden all the way through, and then at the end when it's revealed whose demigod children were whose, you're oh, I had no idea. I thought it was this other blue one or something the whole entire game. Anyway, it's a super fun little game. It's a super fun game from Ivy Studios, and that is Veiled Fate. All right, my next game, I'm not going to say a ton on, just because I don't want to spoil anything in the game because it is a storyline-based game. But my next game is number 74, and that is Lands of Galzer. Now, in Lands of Galzer, you are playing a little anthropomorphic character, and you're roaming around this board. It's this beautiful board, and you're following along a storyline. It's kind of RPG adjacent, where your storyline shifts with the decisions that you're making, and you're rolling these dice that kind of determine what decision you've made in the game. You can pick where to go, what to do. It's very open world, and it feels endless from what I haven't totally finished the game because it is a lot of hours to finish the game, but it feels endless. It feels like there's a lot going on, but at the same time, the actual mechanisms of the game are really, really simple. Now, I'm not going to get into the storyline at all because, like I said, I don't want to spoil it for you, but that is Lands of Galzer. Now, my next game is a very simple little dexterity game, and that is Tokyo Highway. Now, in Tokyo Highway, you have these popsicle stick looking things with little grips on the ends, and then you have these little circle columns, and you will be placing the columns out on the board and then placing the popsicle sticks between column and column to try to go over your opponents or under your opponents and put cars on. Whoever runs out of your cars first wins. It's really easy to teach people. There are some fiddly rules, like the popsicle stick can't go directly over another column, or if you knock over your column or an opponent's column, or an opponent's setup, you have to give them one of your columns. There's also an additional rule where if you have a car that matches the car that's of the popsicle stick below you, you can take an extra popsicle stick from the player whose car you matched. It is a super cute little game. It has a very nice table presence. It's very beautiful, but also in a simple way. I love the little silicone components. I like the components a lot. I feel like they're high quality. I was really worried that they would be thin in actual popsicle sticks, but they're actually pretty thick and they're pretty sturdy. However, my copy did come with them stuck together a little bit, so you have to be careful when you pop those apart. But that is Tokyo Highway. Now, my next game is another one that we have just recently played. I actually don't own this copy. My mom kickstarted it and just recently got it in the mail, so we played it a few weeks ago. And so for number 72, this is Biome. Now, Biome is a tableau building game where you are drawing cards and scoring points continuously throughout the game. And you will gain resources throughout these seasons that are played, and then you'll use the resources to play cards down. And certain cards will, if they're paired with other cards, allow for a nest to be placed between them. And then in the springtime, your animals can technically have babies, or in kind of a morbid twist on the game, if you have predators down, you can go eat the babies of your opponent just to keep your predators fed. There are 3 specific biome categories. There's like aquatic or like wetlands, and then there's like a grasslands, and then a tropical biome that you can place your little cards down into. I love the components in this game. It's got a lot of really, really beautiful pieces. The cards are very beautiful. I love the little animals. It's kind of sad when they get eaten because the cute little chicks are adorable and the cute little bunnies are super cute. The nest, I don't totally love because it doesn't sit flat. They kind of tilt sometimes and your babies will fall out if you have too many babies in the nest, but that's beside the point. I know that there are a lot of nature games that have come out here recently, and Biome is like one. Earth is another one. They both came out kind of almost at like overlapping times. Out of the 2, my preference is Biome, which I know a lot of people are going to like at because Earth is really, really trendy right now. I just felt like Earth had a lot going on. This one kind of has a similar feel to it. They're not the same game. They don't play exactly the same. Earth is an engine builder. This one's a tableau builder. But they're similar enough that I only feel like I need the one copy or the other. I don't feel like I need both. Anyway, that's beside the point. That is Biome. All right, so number 71 is a cute little game that I had sent to me recently by Plate Games, and that is Tonga Bonga. Now, in Tonga Bonga, you're making your way around a board with your little ship. You're sailing and discovering these new islands, and whoever's first to the island gets like 25 coins from it. And then you also have to hire a crew as you move from island to island, or as you move just overall. And your crew is hired out by everyone else. So you'll have like 3 different characters out in front of you, and you'll place money on them, and then everyone rolls die, and you take your die and you put them on other people's boards, and then they put their die on your boards, trying to get the money from whatever you've hired out for. And it usually goes like most money to least money. And it's kind of got a little bit of a mean element because there is sort of a race to it. Like you're trying to be the first to Tonga Bonga, but at the same time, like, just because you're the first doesn't mean that you're going to win, because whoever has the most money in the end wins. But it's still really, really competitive. And I love this game for the direct competitive nature of it. I like that sometimes when you put your dice out and it shifts the rest of them down, and it might mess someone over from getting the money that they want off of your little higher card. And that is Tonga Bonga. All right, so my next game, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Whoops. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you liked what you saw today, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we upload new content. And don't forget, I am an affiliate of Harbor Loot. If you would like to go purchase some of their stuff, you can go ahead and use the link down in my box below. I also have an Amazon link. I try to link games that I've reviewed. You can go ahead and take a look at that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you again for joining me here in the After Evenfall community.